Hi, this is John Hawkins Jr. and this is video number 6 on my series on addiction. And today I want to talk about the second of the 4 domains I've identified that need to be resolved to really heal and overcome your addiction. And these are all in the subcortical brain, and like I've talked in other previous videos, the reason really that a treatment hasn't worked overall with very much at all or little effectiveness is that it's not really addressing the neurological problem that drives addiction. You know, you can't just have a conversation about this stuff. You actually have to change the neurology and create what's known as neuroplasticity. So I spoke in number 5 about the emotional things, the memories, the parts of self, all these kind of things that get dissociated, have to be reintegrated, and then your development completed. Today I want to talk about a category that I've really never seen addressed. I've never seen any of category 2, 3, or 4 even really touched in treatment. So this is using memories. So the first time, you use cocaine, smoke crack cocaine, shoot up heroin intravenously, use meth, whatever it is, the brain is not expecting that. So whenever the brain has something that's shocking to it, that's unexpected, it remembers that. It blasts with dopamine, whatever that is, and it fuses it as a learning memory. It says, wow, this is important, don't forget this. So then that's stored in this implicit memory system in the body and emotional centers of the brain. So now, just like a trauma, all I need is this loose cue to activate this, and I'm really charged, and my body wants this feeling, my brain wants to get blasted with all this, neurotransmitters. And this is what drives euphoric recall. So then I'll have, that's a conscious memory, but it'll come with the implicit memory. So I can get cued, and start fantasizing about all these amazing times I had while getting high. And for some reason, the brain puts all the negative consequences about getting high, losing my kids, my apartment, my house, my career, over here in these categories. So I can go here and start to get all flooded with all these chemicals and adrenaline and start to crave this feeling. So this can't be, most of the approaches to this point have been around finding ways to try to prevent getting triggered or manage once you're triggered. But nobody's really, there's been a couple people, and I've used some of their techniques, and I'll give credit to them. Robert Miller with the feeling state protocol was probably the one I've learned the most from, of how to start to access these implicit memories and discharge them. So how that works is I'll have a client identify maybe their best high ever, or the images or memories that get them most triggered. And I have them really sit with that image in their mind, so they can really start to feel something here in the room, where, okay, I get like a rush here of like 8 of 10, or my stomach drops, or I have anxiety. And I just have them start to feel that. And then I use some other therapies, EMDR, brain spotting, so different approaches where I'll really access that, and then use this processing system is the basis for everything I'm doing, no matter what 4 domains we're working in, to really start letting the brain resolve it in the nervous system. So typically what will happen is it'll stay on that memory for how long. It may go to some other pleasurable memories of using, and then it kind of makes this turn and starts going to all the negative consequences. I prostituted myself, I lost my job, whatever it may be. All the positive energy that's stored up in the body from that pleasure discharges, and you can't feel it anymore. And then it just keeps bringing more and more of the junk, the crap, all the horrible stuff that my addiction brought me, and it fuses these networks together now. And so now I can't think of any of the positive stuff anymore. It's disgusting to me. I have no desire. If I have time and I stay long enough processing with the person, it typically then will start to jump to positive things. I see myself in this career. I see myself obtaining a family, graduating college, like starting a business, having grandkids, whatever it may be. And again, it's an internal process, but it completely clears this out. So then what I'm doing is I want to identify all these like really pleasurable using memories that get the person triggered, all the associated triggers, everything that's on that list, and start clearing it neurologically from the person's body and brain. And when you're walking around with all this stuff, the best you can do is try to manage. But man, when it gets activated, it will hit the gas and take right over and see you. Next thing you know, you go from being Captain Recovery, and I'm committed to building this new life, to like I'm at this place like smoking crack or shooting up. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I just walked into the bar and started drinking, and people will tell me, oh, I just like to get high, or it just happened, I just picked up. That is never ever the case. If you're stuck there, I would encourage you to be open-minded enough to realize that never happens. It seems like it happens from where you're standing. But man, when I do this work with people, I've had, some of the most remarkable experiences. Each one of those things that I target, I've never had to take more than one session. Now there's multiple targets, but they clear in like one session. It's really rapid. And another encouraging thing is, let's say if I have a client with a lot of trauma, is they tend to not have the trauma come in probably 99% of the time when I'm working on the pleasurable memories and these things that got embedded from the positive parts of using the substances, their behavior. It works on a person. Maybe I'm obsessed about this person. I've had people go from I can't live without them to the end of the session going, I don't even know what I saw in them, or for the first time in my life, I really want to get clean. Or, you know what, it just completely disgusts me. Last week I was working with someone and they made the comment, which was really moving, they said, I feel safe. And then they said in another 5 or 10 minutes, like I feel free, like I actually feel free, because this thing really did release from their body and their nervous system, where now it's not there, they're not getting triggered by it. And this is the future of treatment. I want to get the message out. I want to tell you about the thousands of clients I've worked with where I've done this kind of work. And if you really want to get clean, if you really want to commit to it, this is the work that has to take place. However you do that, I want to educate as many therapists as I can about how to do this work so we can really change the world. And this is the biggest thing that's destroying our country right now is addiction. When you look at all the stuff that is associated with, from productivity to education to health, to crime, millions of lives are getting destroyed, and millions of lives of people that love them are getting destroyed, and people are never getting to fulfill their potential, their destiny, because their lives are getting cut short or demolished by substances. And it doesn't have to be that way. You can heal from this stuff, you can overcome it. You don't just have to walk around constantly in fear that I'm going to relapse today. If you would like to find out anything more about this, contact me at johnh@gatewaycounseling.com. You can go to Gateway Counseling Center Facebook page. You can go to my personal page, John Hawkins Jr. Just reach out anywhere. I'll be more than happy to send you whatever information you have, or maybe schedule time to sit down and see you. Find somebody who does some of what I do in your area. I'm all about helping people. That's my mission. That's why I'm doing these videos. So I appreciate any comments, appreciate you taking the time to listen to this and spread the word that there's hope, that there's ways that you can really heal from all this stuff. And I look forward to doing the next video.